Alright, hello everyone, this is Eat Down Beat Down from Final Verdict Gaming, and we will be starting our very first Let's Play here for Final Fantasy Tactics, the original Final Fantasy Tactics on the PlayStation. We're going to start with a brand new game here. For those of you who have no idea what Final Fantasy Tactics is, it is quite an old game. As you can see down there at the date, it said 1997, 1998. It's quite a long time ago, but this is still one of my favorite games of all time. It's obviously a part of my favorite series, Final Fantasy, and this takes a whole different approach to the occasional or regular turn-based system that Final Fantasy's kind of been known for, and this is more of a real-time strategy type game, which it's really fun, really addictive, and we're gonna get started here. What takes place is what's going on is called the Lion War. It takes place after another even longer war that preceded it, which is kind of dividing this territory called Ivalice, in which everything kind of takes place. It's two brothers from the same family fighting over the throne, as well as someone from another faction here, creating the Lion War, fighting for the throne of Ivalice. Of course, you know, that's how it always goes. Medieval times, everyone's fighting for the throne here. But you are the younger of the three brothers of the king, of the past king, who kind of takes a backseat to all this. And as you can see kind of by the dialogue that's been taking place here at the very beginning of the game. Just going to go ahead and skip through this if I get started here. Alright, here is one key feature and kind of a, maybe a spoiler for some if they've already played the game, but if you haven't, they give you the option to name yourself at the very beginning. Something you might want to know is the original name for the character is Ramza. If you leave your name as Ramza, you've unlocked more abilities than you can as any other named main character. It sounds kind of weird, but it's entirely true. Leave your name as Ramza, and you will benefit from kind of some abilities that help you later on in the game. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And I'm going to set my own birthday here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, so by naming yourself Ramza, you have these things called Squire abilities, kind of to start. They're like kind of like basic buffs and debuffs on other people and heals and whatnot that you get if you name yourself anything other than Ramza. But when you name yourself as Ramza, you unlock more, and it's the only way to get those. So kind of interesting. Later on in some of the further installments of this game, I'll kind of point out which one of those abilities you unlock only as Ramza here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch this opening sequence video here. It's that wonderful pre-2000 graphics, but no, still pretty good. it was the kind of opening trailer, if you will, kind of setting the stage for the what's taking place currently is actually kind of like a, if you're familiar with Quentin Tarantino, he kind of likes to do like the end, kind of explain what happens, and then go through the rest of the game. This is a little bit like that, except it's not exactly at the end. It's just, this is, at this point right now, we're pretty far into the story, and then you go back to where it all began. You have three important characters here. Simon is kind of a priest, this female knight here, whose name will be revealed soon, and the Princess Ovelia, whom she just started talking here, and Agrias is the knight there, the holy knight. And here you are, donning the classic purple armor there. You can tell it's been pretty popular, purple armor there. Kind of in this group called the Hokuton Knights. It's kind of ambiguous whether your goal is positive or negative. It's kind of really, like I said, you don't really know at this point kind of who you are, what you're doing. You're kind of just following this man's lead in the dark, mysterious dark armor. Didn't want to give anything away, but... I love the music in this game. It doesn't leave anything to the imagination. Obviously, something very wrong has started here. So you're not really a Hokuton knight as much as you are a Hokuton mercenary, according to yourself. And you're going to kind of take care of business outside. You're around a business going on in the church during wartime. Loading screen, something you might not be too familiar with seeing nowadays, but back in the day, you had to load everything. Black Lion is the other faction of the Lion War, obviously. Prince Goltana is the leader of the Black Lions, and yes, he does want to start a war, hence the Lion War, which has already been revealed at the beginning, but you'll learn more about what that all means as we progress through the story. Remember that, only fools attack enemy. Alright, so this is the battle system here. Like I said, it's completely different from any other Final Fantasy you've ever played. If you've played maybe Ogre Tactics, it's completely similar to that, or other kind of real-time strategy games that you've played before. Kind of each person takes a turn, which is customary, but everyone has different skill sets, different abilities, depending on their class. And Navigarian is going to go first, and he's a Dark Knight. His kind of ability is kind of just to do like these abilities like drain health. As you see, he does 42 damage and will return 42 health to himself. And every time you move or do an action to another person, you get experience, which helps you level, and job points. Job points are necessary to improve your character in the class that they are. Like, for example, I'm the Squire here. I'm kind of showing you what the attacking looks like. You have kind of paneling for a head-on attack. But as a Squire, if I were to attack, I would get so many job points, and job points unlock different skills for your class, and so on and so forth. She's kind of just like Navigarian, except she's kind of the lighter, the Holy Knight. He's more of a Dark Knight, and then you have the classic, just Knight class. And here's one of those abilities I was telling you about, Squire ability. Like, when you, even though you're a Knight, you can have a secondary kind of set of skills. She has the Squire class, which is like throw stone, heal, dash, you know, just kind of some necessary but yet basic abilities that you want during battle. It's all pretty confusing to start, but it becomes a lot easier as we go along. What these archers are doing right now is they're charging. Archers have the ability to do even more damage by sacrificing their turn to charging here. Charge plus 2 goes up to charge, I believe, plus 10 is the highest to go to. He does charge plus 3, does a lot more damage than just a traditional attack. So right now we've seen kind of Holy Knight and the Dark Knight. He's doing an attack on a Chemist, which is your basic cleric. They have the capability of throwing potions, antidotes, cure-alls, you know, all those sorts of... It's kind of like, there are actually white mages in this game. They're called priests, but they're kind of more like the rough and tumble, come equipped with weapon kind of class that also does healing. So they're pretty important to the beginning of the game. Become less important as you get kind of your priests. But they can throw items which are kind of nice, especially if you need like a Phoenix down or an antidote from someone who's kind of a distance away from you. You can take care of that with your chemists. The reason I'm not controlling everybody is because right now they're only considered guests, which after this fight will actually all be a team, and I'll have the ability to control anyone who is not a guest. You come in between guests all the time, and he just broke his shield. That's great. That's kind of the knight's abilities. They have shield break, head break, armor break, weapon break, all kinds of different things. They're just good at disabling the other member. Like I was saying, you come in contact with tons of people who become guests at the beginning, but you are capable of acquiring them on your team. And once they're a part of your team, you can decide who comes with you into battle, and you have the option to control their movement, their ability selection, so on and so forth. So that is what is going on there. Let me go into this archer. I've noticed that you have a percentage here. The damage dealt and the percentage of the chance that you have of hitting the person. Head-on attacks are generally the least likely of hitting, as opposed to one from the rear or one from their flank, the left or right side. So keep that in mind as you're playing. That like head-on attacks, see they're always at 66%, which is still a pretty high percentage, but I've seen 90% miss and stuff like that. So if you have the capability of attacking from the side or the rear, I would highly recommend doing so. Stone here, and I don't believe it'll do 12 damage. Sometimes, oh, it did. For abilities like that, they may say they might do, like, you know, for example, you might have an ability that says it's going to do 100 damage, but it only ends up doing like 50 or 40. That's not uncommon. For some abilities, they're kind of just random damage. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but and you can see here the princess is being kidnapped via chocobo on a mysterious man riding off into the lake here. Splash. Epic digital sound splash. Oh god is a reoccurring theme, because we are at a church. And that is, interesting. You're alive, Delita, but why are you in Goltana's troops? Apparently you have some kind of connection to this Delita person, but you obviously don't understand why he's representing the other side, or what side he is representing, but all you know is that you recognize that man, and he's not doing the right thing. So, that was the opening to the game. This is actually the real introduction, and probably the most irritating part of the game is this text that they kind of scroll across the screen here. They tried to do it as slowly as possible, and I don't quite know why. I obviously know that voice system hasn't been introduced at this point in the games, and I guess that's how they display emotion or kind of get you hooked into what they're trying to talk about here. But yeah, so this takes a few minutes, and I'm actually going to cut and end it at this point, and I'll pick right back up here in my next installment. So in the meantime, please visit our website at finalverdictgaming.com, from which we have links to our Twitter, our Facebook, a link back to this YouTube page from which you saw our Let's Play. Working on creating a website dedicated to gaming, obviously, but mostly previews, reviews, live streams, and Let's Plays, and all kinds of stuff. We're just getting started. We're hoping to really make something out of this because we're all of us who are involved are really into video games and would like to make it somewhere in that. So we will pick right up right here, Chapter 1, The Meager, the next time, probably about next week. I'm trying to do weekly installments here. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, please post down below, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.